Nasty. Maureen. Warning. This is a horror story. Of course, the fellas driving the lorry knew nothing about it, but then it starts loping up by the side of the lorry. Can you imagine? Sitting in the cab of a lorry thinking you got a grizzly bear safe and sound in the back, when suddenly, it's standing there looking at you through the window. Well, that didn't last long. Next thing he does is cross the road towards Holloway Road Station. By now there's cars hooting, people screaming, and the road is clearing like a bomb's about to go off. Cars are reversing down the Holloway Road, up the Holloway Road, and people are jumping off my bus and scarpering. Off they went, some of them leaving behind their bags of fruit and veg and what have you. They'd probably have been safer staying on board. I think it was the sight of everybody else bunking off that got them going. And once 2 or 3 were running, so was the rest. Most of them belted off down beside the college there. The fellas driving the lorry pulled into the side and got out. For a moment it seemed like it was just them, us and the bear. I was downstairs by now. I looked behind us and saw it was one of those days that the buses get all clogged up together. There was about 4 or 5 of us, not all 43s of course, standing there. The grizzly by now had lurched back to our side of the road again. Well, I'll never know what made Lloyd do it, but blow me if he doesn't start the bus running forwards towards the bear. And the moment he does that, I'm shouting to Frank in the bus behind, who must have known what was going on by now, "Follow us!" I shouted. "We can trap it!" Goodness knows what made me say it, and goodness knows what made Frank agree. But there's now 2 buses making off down the Holloway Road after this huge, great big grizzly bear. Well, like I said, the road's clear by now, but the sight of these 2 giant red buses coming up to him sent the bear off down the road. On we went, the other buses following behind, trundling along after the bear down the Holloway Road. And the 3rd and 4th buses are spreading out across the road, and we're taking up the whole of the Holloway Road, both sides, and the old bear is loping along ahead of us. On we went, past the brewery tap, that's a pub. It's not going to poke its nose in there, is it, I thought, and go in there and go, "Half a lager, mate." No, on it went, past the old Arsenal Cafe. That isn't there anymore. It's not going to go in there, is it? You know, a bit of the old cup of tea, mister. Sorry, we don't serve Spurs supporters or bears. No, none of that either. On it went, past the kebab joints without stopping for a quick doner, you know, and there's people cowering in the doorways of their shops looking out of windows. You'd have thought we was the Queen, and that old bear looks like it's enjoying itself. I mean, it's really getting a chance to stretch its old legs. It's moseying up to the "Keep Left" sign on the island in the middle of the road. Next, it's ambled across the road to poke its nose into a big catering place. Yeah, probably saw its reflection in the window, but for one moment it looked like it was going to go in there and order 140 dinners for a wedding reception. Yeah, and as we trundled on down towards it, it comes to the big motorcycle shop. Oh, maybe it's going to hop on a Honda next, I thought. Imagine it, a grizzly bear zooming down the Holloway Road on a Honda. And then before we know it, we're at Highbury Corner. Now, Highbury Corner, don't know whether you know it, it's not really a corner at all. It's a great big roundabout. The CB people, you know, on the shortwave, they call it Highbury Donut. In the middle, there's like a little park, trees, grass, bushes, flowers and stuff. So there's us coming down past Highbury and Islington Station. People rushing into the post office to hide, running off to Highbury Fields. And of course, the same thing's happening up the streets that feed into Highbury Corner. Cars are turning round and reversing away. People are getting into safe places to watch. And the buses are left standing there. Well, I don't know if it was the sight of our 4 or 5 buses coming down the Holloway Road together or what. Or the buses down all the other roads, Upper Street and all that, they start moving in towards the big Highbury Corner roundabout as well. So suddenly there's about 12 of us, 12 double-decker buses. Well, the old bear must have thought something was happening, because it was like we were surrounding that park space in the middle of the roundabout, a great big ring of buses. Now, there's a fence round the roundabout. And what with our buses closing in and the sight of the green leaves and flowers on the roundabout, the bear climbs the fence and was in. I don't suppose the men from the council ever thought when they were building that fence that it'd have to stand the weight of a 2-ton grizzly. Anyway, the grizzly bear was on the inside and we were on the outside. What I didn't know, though, was that those two fellas driving the truck that had the bear in had hopped on one of our buses. Somewhere along the line, the police had got to hear of it, all the fire services and the zoo, emergency people, and for all I know, there was a gang of SAS men on red alert, RAF helicopters, and goodness knows what was there. Hey, thanks for watching. If you want to subscribe to this channel, well, you can click on subscribe. If you want to like something, just click on like. And you can leave a comment as well, that's always nice. And don't forget my website, Michael Rosen, all one word, michaelrosen.co.uk.